All right, y'all better hurry up. It's past my bedtime. Game took 2 hours and 38 minutes.
Looking forward to those 11 a.m. starts coming on Sunday in a couple weeks.
Obviously down the stretch there, Irvin got it going. Would you feel like you guys maybe did the counter? I know they got some stops.
Yeah, I mean, we got a few stops. Mikhail did a good job of denying him the ball. That helped. But once he got going, we said it at halftime because he missed a bunch of shots in the first half, and at halftime we just talked to the guys like, look, he's going to get going. We just got to emotionally deal with it, and we did enough to get a win. And on the road lately, in those moments, we've kind of run into a bit of a wall from a spirit standpoint and emotional standpoint. And tonight, I thought we just held the line as best as we can. And a number of contributions. We teased Mikhail because he had 9 assists tonight, and we thought that was impossible. Inside team joke. But I thought across the board we had so many contributions. DA was big in the paint tonight and with 14 rebounds, and Mikhail's just finding different ways to grow his game. A lot of it was in pick and roll and attacking the paint, and the fact that he was taking those shots when it mattered is something that he and I have talked about, like living with the consequences of whatever it is. And I thought Saban, to be on our team for 10 days, whatever it is, he was pretty good tonight. And defensively, until the fourth quarter, we were at a high level. And then they got going a bit, and we had some miscommunications in transition. But I thought the steals that we got in transition helped us seal it. The urgency to get back in a late game situation is tough. DA had one, and I think Cam Johnson had one. Those are huge plays that help you win games.
What was your initial minute restriction for Cam?
I'm not saying to anybody.
Did you go over it?
Next question.
The reason I asked is because you put him in there.
Yeah, we were. Next question.
What did you think of his performance?
I just thought he brought a level of juice to the arena that we hadn't felt in a while. When he got off the bench, you could feel the fans and feel the community like, that's our guy. And Mikhail saw his twin come into the game, and he was like, let's go. And I thought it was awesome. I really did. To have your fans emotionally wrap their arms around a guy that's grown up in this city and watched him battle through a tough injury, and have him check in the game and feel that love from the community, from our fans. I thought it was awesome. It was one of those moments where I try to stay as focused as I can on the game, but in that moment I felt it, and it was really cool.
And then obviously him coming off hitting his first shot.
Yeah, right out the gate, he just does what Cam does, and it speaks to the commitment that he's made to conditioning and keeping himself mentally right, because typically when you come back that first game, the last thing you can do is make a shot and attack the basket and get and ones and hit free throws because you don't have a game rhythm. But he's been working his tail off, and we're grateful that he's out there on the floor.
You guys, it looked like you did everything you could to stop Irving in the fourth quarter, but he just got going.
Yep, he's a phenomenal player, and once he starts playing off the dribble, and the last 3 he hit, it was great defense. He just hit a tough shot. So we're not the only team that he does that against.
Late in the game, Mikhail and DeAndre were able to hit a couple jump balls to get the offense back on track. Was it the zone that was?
It was the reads in the zone. We typically in those moments that would be Chris and Book making those reads. We were trying to teach Saban the zone play for that particular zone on the fly, and so that's hard. Fourth quarter situation, and you're trying to make the read. Once we started to see DA sealing the smaller guy on the backside with the corners filled, we started to, even when we missed the shot, that was the shot we wanted. So it's something that, you know, we'll have to work on when we play them again and if we see it from another team.
Monty, with how long that road trip was, the amount of injuries that you guys have, did you sense in the few minutes you got around the guys after the win just how much they needed this type of win?
Yeah, I mean, Book said it on the bench, like, way to get back on track. Like, this is what we're used to doing. We're used to winning games. And I've said it, it may sound like coach speak, but I feel like all of the stuff we've been through helped us win tonight's game because we've been in these moments on the road. And I think the team feels it. We don't want to get happy on the farm. We got to be better next game. But I think they feel like we can win games if we play the defense the way that we're capable of and we handle those moments. When teams make a run or we have a few turnovers or we miss a few shots, like the ability to stay right here is really important.
The win-loss record in the last 2 weeks might not reflect it, but do you feel like you guys have gotten more back to your brand of basketball over that time?
To a degree, I think so. And it's not even about making shots. For me, it's about playing with the highest level of force possible and playing defense and forcing teams into tough shots. You know, that's who we are. You may not stop your opponent every time, but if you make it tough on them, it's something that can give you energy. I thought the 24-second shot clock violation we got was something that propelled us from an energy standpoint. But it's a step for us. To win a game is really, really hard, but we are starting to see the consistent brand of basketball that we're accustomed to. And obviously it's nice to have Cam out there knocking down shots.
How much does that spacing help? I know you've seen it before, but in terms of the first half of
Yeah.
the win zone, kind of open things up.
Yeah. Well, I think when you have McHale, Cam, D-Lee, it helps D.A. You know, he had some jump hooks early and he had some situations where he was punishing their switches, and most of it was because there was shooters all around him, so you can't help as much. And D.A.'s a willing passer, and so if you help too much, he'll find guys. So it's something that we have to continue to grow because they're not the only team that goes to switching. You know, defense is to try to take our offense out.
In that first play, or one of the first plays of the second quarter, where Saban was dribbling around the paint, and then he lobbed it to Biz. Did you reel them in and basically told them about something?
No, I'm just trying to teach them the reads. Sometimes if if we're running a certain play in a certain environment, if you get too deep, you can't make the read. And that's just something that he'll learn from being in our system. Chris has been in those situations so many times. He can get to his midi, or he can find DA, or he looks for the guy behind him. If you get too deep, you got to finish. If you get too deep and go under the basket, most teams go to a steal out, and now you're playing one-on-one, and you're probably going to shoot a 9-paint 2, which is what most teams want.
You mentioned Aiden growing up here in the city, and Saban obviously growing up here as well. So do you feel that this game, from his journey, with so many teams in the past 5 months, and coming back here with his family?
Yeah, I don't know. I just like guys that, when the work pays off for them, they get an opportunity and they take advantage of it. Like that's what you want to see from guys. Like from the time every time he's been in our gym, he's been the same guy. He gets after it every day, and so you like to see those guys succeed.
You talked about Cam Johnson's first couple of minutes out on the court, the excitement that you felt, but did you reasonably think that he could put 19 points up in his first game?
No, I didn't. I mean, most guys come back and they just try to feel their way into the game, or they're a little hesitant to keep shooting the ball, but that's never been Cam's problem. And if he ever turns it down shots, he'll probably come out of the game. But I didn't think he'd have that kind of production, and, we needed it.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.